Hey friends, it's Lindsay, day 6 of 30 recap on the 30-day journey to healthy living with Arbonne. And you know, I want to be real with you guys right now because this is a new journey for me, not the Arbonne journey, but the journey into daily vlogging and being more active and putting positive messages out there. And let me tell you guys, you know what? It's hard. Like, mad props to the people out there on social media, like being super consistent, posting videos every day. Like one of my favorite YouTubers is Adam the Woo. Dude does a daily vlog and they're amazing, and he travels and he does some really, really cool stuff and visits old movie sites and abandoned places. But anyways, I don't know how he does it. It's really hard. And that's why today I am actually recording day 6 on day 7 because yesterday I made a choice to wallow in my self-pity for longer than I should have, and I sat in bed and watched Shark Tank and ate protein cookie dough instead of being consistent and recording this. And it didn't feel good. This is hard work though, and that's why I want to talk about today. I want to talk about emotions, and yucky ones and great ones, and kind of how that ties into a whole bunch of different stuff when it comes to our health, right? So I just felt like I wanted to be honest. I've literally tried to record this video now. This is like the 4th time, and the 3 previous just kept on coming out really weird. And I'm like, I'm not being authentic. And that was what was weird about it. So here's me. Last night I was eating protein chocolate chip cookie dough, feeling sorry for myself instead of recording. So we all have those moments, right? Okay, so yesterday, as I had mentioned, it's so exciting on one hand because I feel like when I have these tough days where I'm like questioning myself or I'm letting something get into my head and I'm just like really letting it fester instead of like moving, that something really big always comes out of it. Like I always end up leveling up in some way. So I'm really excited to see what that level up is coming up around the corner. But yesterday I was definitely down in the muck, and you guys, I feel like I've learned that we have 2 choices when we're having a tough day, right? First choice, we can feel sorry for ourselves and we can act like a victim, we can bitch, we can complain, we can do all of these things, and we can let that go on for an endless amount of time. I am not saying that it's not okay to go sit in a corner and cry for 5 or 10 minutes, because you know what? Sometimes we got to do that. That was me yesterday. I was like, I need to just cry. I was listening to some music, ugly cry, just getting it all out. It was good. So that's one option, right? The issue is that when we choose to stay in that for days on end, years on end, sometimes that is not healthy. That's not good, right? So the other option is becoming aware of when we're having these days of these feelings, of these emotions, and knowing that we still have to keep moving. We can honor these feelings and emotions. It's important to. It's important to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself, to acknowledge what's going on. But we do have to still have that forward motion. And for the most part, I feel like I've become really good at, when I'm starting to feel these yucky feelings, to keep moving. But yesterday, gosh, it was just really hard to, guys. It just really was. And you know, eating wise, like 30-day wise, yes, always hunky-dory. Had my detox tea, my shake, had a couple hard-boiled eggs for snacks, had some of that wonderful clean tortilla soup for lunch, had some green apples for snacks and some of those little corn chips that I showed you guys the other day. Had another tea in the day. I had some crab legs. They were plain and steamed and they were so delicious. I don't know if those are 30-day approved, honestly, but they were wonderful, so I ate them. And then, yeah, me at night making that decision. And I remember when I came home from dinner, I was like, okay, what I need to do is put the girls down to bed, do my day 6 recap, get it up there, and I will feel great and accomplished and all of that. But I couldn't. I just chose not to. I made some of the delicious protein cookie dough and watched Shark Tank in bed and was just like, just kind of held myself, you know, because I needed to do that too. But anyways, the point being is that what we need to be aware of with our emotions and how we're feeling, we need to be in tune with that, right? Because it's not good to say, I have this yucky feeling, and then go distract ourselves from it in whatever way that we distract ourselves from it. And for some of us, it's eating. For some of us, it might be drugs. It might be relationships. It might be unhealthy habits. It might be all of these things. We need to make sure that we're acknowledging whatever feelings we are having and being aware of them so we can work with them and we could work through them in really healthy, capable ways, because we have all been put on this earth for a super special purpose, right? Like, God put us here with intention. And if we get so caught up in distracting ourselves from how we're really supposed to be living, we won't ever be able to live the life that we dreamed of or that we were put on this earth for. I wanted to talk, sorry, that got a little bit deep there, but right? Does it? I just felt like I need to share it. That's what came up, and that's what these daily vlogs are all about. So that is that. But you know, in thinking about all of this, something came up and I thought it was a really fun, interesting fact. And I took some notes because I'm a huge nerd and I don't want to forget things. For those of us that turn to food for emotional support, right? Because I think that, you know, that's just kind of an element. We want that comfort food. Something that's really fascinating is that there is some really crazy interactions that happen with some of these foods that we start to crave when we're not feeling great about ourselves, right? So, foods high in fats, carbs, and glucose produce endorphins and interactions with our opioid system in our brain, triggering an addictive effect, right? Much in the same way that drugs do. It's crazy. I remember reading a study that was done with rats or mice. I apologize that I don't have the study name, but anyways, they were doing a side-by-side between cocaine's effect on these rat brains and foods high in fat, calories, and sugar. And shit you not, guys, the way that their brains reacted to both of those were the same, right? So it's something crazy to talk about. So when we eat these foods high in sugar and fat and all of that kind of stuff, our brain becomes conditioned to release happy hormones whenever glucose is present, right? Or high fat is present, or excuse me, a lot of carbs are present. So that's pretty crazy, right? Because have you guys ever had one of those days where you're just like, oh my gosh, I've had a bad day. Just like, I just need some chocolate. I need this, I need that, or whatever. Or I'm gonna like eat all of this pizza, this entire pizza. I know I've been there. But what I want to tell you guys is that there's more than just emotions involved in that. There's actual like brain chemistry craziness going on. And what's challenging about that is that when we consume foods that do not nourish our body, like cleaner foods, right? Our body remains unsatisfied because it's constantly looking for nourishment. Our bodies are super smart and intuitive, right? So for example, I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but this is kind of an extreme one, right? But you know, go to McDonald's, grab a burger, grab some fries, grab a 20-piece nugget. You sit down, you eat the fries, you eat the 20-piece nugget, or maybe the Big Mac, what have you, and like an hour later, you're starving again. The reason why is because that food, even though you consumed it, it was calories, right? It was energy. It didn't nourish your body the way that your body needs to be nourished. And that's what cues your hunger system against, like, hey, I need something here. So I thought that was really fascinating. And what I want to share in these emotional states, these waves that we have in our lives, right, when we're having tough times, is do not beat yourself up thinking that you are weak mentally, right? Because you ate something, or if you're on a new health initiative, like, don't beat yourself up mentally thinking that you're weak for giving in or what have you, right? Oftentimes there are true like physical and chemical responses going on to the things that we are eating. So this doesn't release us from your responsibility. I'm not saying like go out and mow down on 40 chicken McNuggets and be like, oh, physical chemical thing beyond my control. That's not what I'm saying, y'all. Not at all. It doesn't release you from the responsibility, but it should help to fuel your understanding and determination towards living a healthier lifestyle once you understand the chemical stuff that is going on in your brain. It's pretty intense. And that's why when in going through this 30-day program, right, new habits are created after 21 days. So as you go through a program like this, or you dedicate yourself, like, you know what, I am going to drink, like those little things, right? I'm gonna park further away in the parking lot and walk a little bit more. I'm gonna drink half my body weight in ounces in water. When you do those little tiny things each day, they add up to big things and big changes in your life. And after those 21 days, your brain starts to get retrained, right? And it gets hooked on how great you start to feel when you're eating cleaner, when you're really, really nourishing your body and not just eating to eat, but being intentional about it. And I just want to say to you guys, if you're having a tough day, it's okay, because you're not alone. I know that's cliche, but you're truly not alone. And I think it's important that we talk more and more about this out loud and be there to support each other and just be as real as we possibly can, because oftentimes I think it's easy for us to get discouraged. We get in our mind, right? We're like, ugh, I'm horrible and I don't deserve this, or I messed up here, or whatever. And we spend so much time and energy wasted on feeling bad for ourselves when there's not anything to feel bad for. Life is life, and we can make new decisions every single moment, and different decisions, and they're completely in our control. And I want to inspire you guys to know that deeply. So the mini challenge that I'm going to have today for to like jump on a little bit of a healthier lifestyle if you're ready. So let's see. So we did half your body weight in water, 12 hours between meals, park further away in the parking lot and walk a little bit more. So today is get in tune with how you're feeling. If you're feeling down and out, sit with that for a second and figure out what's going on. And I'm gonna encourage you to set that timer, figure it out, and then keep on moving. Always take action. Whether that action is talking to somebody or doing something that you love, please do that. So those little challenges are starting to build up now, but I know you guys can do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this was a little bit of a longer one, but all those things were on my heart. I hope it made sense, but this is what it is. And I'll see you guys for day 7 check-in. Woo woo, 1 week. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.